Hey good people, this is Ahmed Minawa from MinawaTube, and today I'm gonna take you around Pattaya. We're gonna look at the city center and we're gonna visit the floating market. So let's start this video right now. I hope everyone is doing great. Today I'm gonna give you an update about what's happening in Thailand, and also I'm gonna show you around Pattaya. The update I'm gonna talk about is some good news for tourists who are planning to come to Thailand anytime soon, and I think you're gonna be really excited from what you're gonna hear. And also I'm gonna show you some parts of Pattaya, the floating market of Pattaya, which not a lot of people go to generally, but also I will give you a sneak peek at the city center. I went to Pattaya during the Songkran holiday, so as you can see there's a lot of locals who are traveling at the same time, and that made it a lot of fun. It really didn't seem boring because there's nobody there, so it was really fun. And let's start the video and continue what we're talking about. Let's start with the good news that all tourists were waiting for a very long time, and it is the new visa introduced by the Thai government. This new visa is called the Long Stay Visitor Tourist Visa. It allows tourists to stay in Thailand for 90 days, and it gives a lot of time. You can actually even extend that visa of 90 days twice, so you can get in total 270 days on your passport, and you'll really be able to stay in the country and enjoy it and have a good time no matter what you're trying to do. So if you're coming only for tourism, I think you will just be able to tour the whole country without any problem. And if you're coming for other things, like let's say maybe you have business in the country or you want to do some other things, you would have enough time too. So this visa is introduced so they can boost the tourism, because it's really on the lowest flow possible here right now. So they are trying to introduce this visa to entice people to come. So when this visa is gonna start, when you're gonna be able to get this visa on your passport, according to the rumors, I wouldn't say that it's like 100% sure thing that it's gonna start from the 1st of October, in case nothing happens from now to that time, like a case or something, a local case of the virus, or let's say a surge in the number of cases. So if nothing happens like that, I think it's gonna be okay. So this visa is really good news for people who are really planning to come to Thailand as soon as possible. You're gonna come into the country, you're gonna get 90 days right away, and then you're gonna have to go through 14 days of quarantine. This is not going anywhere, by the way. You'll have to be 14 days of quarantine, but if you're getting 90 days, I don't think that's a problem. Maybe it's a problem when it comes to the cash. Of course, it's gonna be a little bit expensive, but generally if you are ready with your cash and you wanna stay in Thailand for a long period of time, you're gonna be able to do that. So 90 days. As you can see in the video, Pattaya is really quiet. There's not a lot of tourists, there's not a lot of people, but that on the positive side, when you come to Thailand and you come to Pattaya, in the beginning of course you're gonna really have a good time, because there will not be a lot of tourists and people will really be waiting for you. So just let's look at it at the positive side. But what I had a really good time doing here in Pattaya this time around is going to the floating market, Pattaya floating market. It's actually something that I didn't expect to find in Pattaya. I thought it was all about entertainment and nightlife and having fun, but this place is really fun and it's really different. Like there's a lot of things to do, mainly shopping. It's actually meant for tourists, but it's fun. It's a place you can go and spend time there, buy some things to remember Pattaya, and at the same time you can have some good food, some local food. There's different cuisines you will find here, but of course mainly Thai. Many of the shops and the stores were closed, of course due to the pandemic. A lot of them lost business and a lot of them had to shut down, but generally people are really nice. Prices are okay, acceptable. I wouldn't say that they're like exactly for the meant for the locals or something like that, but maybe 20 baht or 30 baht more than what you will find on the street. But it's worth it. You really find nice people here, nice stores. People will talk to you, they will explain to you, and they will try their best to make everything easily accessible for you. It's a long walk. If you walk around this floating market, there's a lot of activities to do, by the way, like the zip lining and inside the market, and you can go on a boat. There's a little lake, you can go on the boat and you can learn a lot about the place. And of course the main event of course here is like to have a meal on the river, on the side of the river, or on the side of the lake, sorry. And now you would see on the video how people on boats are making the meals, and people who want to eat the meals are sitting on beside the lake and they're getting the food from there. It's really interesting, it's really nice, and I think that it's a place that you have to visit if you come to Pattaya. I mean, it's gonna take you maybe a couple of hours, 3 hours to go through the whole place. You can even spend more time there if you want to, but it's worth the visit. So as you can see here, these little boats, Thai traditional boats, they're just parked on the edge of this little lake, and you find some tables and people sit down there and order their food from the boat. Depends on what you want to eat, like you go and sit beside the boat that's making the food that you want to eat. That's preferable, but if you can't, there are people who will bring for you the food to your table. You find different cuisines, Thai cuisines, and you find like also some dessert like roti. It's really interesting. The Pattaya floating market, a place worth a visit. So if you're in Pattaya, try to come here for a visit and try to see the place and try to have a meal here. The meals are really nice. There's a lot of competition between the boats there, so you will have some fun doing that. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe and comment down below.